Actually, I'm turn that audio off because I'll just not be able to hear myself think. And we're about, well, 30 minutes to land now. Paro is just out of shot about here where my clicker is. So what we can do is we can have a look go just preparing ourselves for the landing. So the arrival into Paro will be runway 15. Okay, apparently we don't have an SIA thing to go with here. Discontinuity at the Paro VOR, that is correct. And then we have some waypoints. I'm actually going to look at this in plan mode just to see what it actually imagines us to be doing. Alright, so that's just like a... That's actually going to be cleared. We don't need it. I'll discuss the approach in more depth when we get there. Arc. Yeah, that's Paro there, just out of shot as I say. Other things we can do, I suppose, are the initialization. Perf, there we go. Approach phase. So, temperature on the ground in Paro is 4 degrees, quite chilly compared to the 27 it was when we took off from Hong Kong. QNH 1027 hectopascals. Wind on the field is 211 at 211 at 2 knots. Transition altitude, I did that a little while. Config 3, and it's a visual decision point, but we'll call it stable at 500 feet on radar altimeter. Final 15. Good. Approach speed's 135. I'll talk about that more in depth when we get into the approach. Fuel's looking pretty sensible too. What's our anticipated landing fuel? Ton of fuel on board. That's just enough for the diversion. So you got one landing. That's it. Reason it's been so dodgy is you had a 38 knot headwind all the way here, so you can see the aircraft's being pushed quite hard. We're not too low to preclude shooting an approach then going elsewhere though. So APU not required. I'll leave that all on. Okay, folks, I'll cut the video here and see you all on a we're just approaching top of the drop over Van 2. Just looking at the range, we actually have to be 11,500 over the top of the Paro VOR, so I can just ident that now, I suppose. It's a peculiar approach, this. I'll walk you through it. That'll be your guide. So I'll actually we will review the charts today. So aviation charts, and that's a pop because I'm using Vatastic to track what's going on around me. That's also telling me that there's a Wizz Air call sign just taken off from India. There's no Paro chart, so that's dodgy. We'll just find some charts online. And whilst we're at it, we'll get rid of the popping sounds. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly swing the charts over to being on the screen. So 2 seconds, folks. So as you can see, it's a 6,500 foot runway, so not too shabby, but not particularly long either. We're landing on 15 end. This is where our parking is going to be, so we're actually going to go down at the end, turn around and come back, or turn halfway down, depending on how I feel. Well, how wide I feel the runway is. Okay, we're not looking at that much, but we actually quite a handy thing to look at this. So we're going to arrive over the top of the Paro VOR, or the Pro VOR, then flying in this general direction until we're overhead the aerodrome, then descending down this valley, becoming visual on the Sangchakor monastery, then flying down the Pahu River, past all these visual reporting points, narrowly avoiding Mr. Smith's house and hitting the runway, well, landing on the runway hopefully, around here. Obviously main concerns of the approach are high terrain just about everywhere. Spot heights up to 13,000, 14,000 feet. I can see up to the northwest of the aerodrome, and here's our approach more graphically. Cloud brake procedure, no, we don't need a review, but as I say, we're going to arrive over the top. You can see it quite clearly outlined here topographically. We have this valley to get turned in. It's less than 2 miles, be aware. That means I'll be cranking the aircraft around in the turn. We also have to bear in mind that we have to go gear down before the turn, due to the fact that the Airbus won't turn as steeply as we need it to unless it's in landing mode. Okay, we can quickly go and review what the textual data was. Departure, we're not looking at that, we're looking at arrival instructions. Procedures, day in VFR, yep. Weather information, I can show you the weather we've got currently for Paro. Just look at arrivals. That's addresses. This is all the technical stuff that we don't really need to concern ourselves with too heavily. You've got towers opened up. Time difference is 6 hours ahead of UTC. So it's about 5 PM. We'll be landing. We've got sufficient flight capacity for we are a scheduled flight. We will install the NDB. Actually, there's no point in installing it because there'll be terrain in the way for most of the approach. And as I said, approach charts, we're going fully visual. 8K, we're taking this approach here, which is the visual approach, because we go visual after we overfly the Paro VOR. If at any stage we lose the airport, we climb ahead, avoiding all terrain in the area, and come back around and try again. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the aircraft, and we'll see you down about 12,000 feet. See you then, folks. Oh, crap. Hi guys, I'm back. So, we're currently descending through 30,000 feet, but actually we've got some work to do before we can get down. So, APU can come on, seatbelts can come on. I've disabled the terrain GPWS system because, I mean, that's the terrain we're picking up already on the terrain displays, which is pretty intense. Auto brake can go medium. Speed brake, I'm already going to arm it. Due to the criticality of engines in this area, ignition selectors to ignition. Other checks, that's set correctly because we are uncontrolled IFR. We don't need to do any printing. 122 decimate on COM 1. Quickly run through and scan these. So again, we're just looking for symmetry mainly. So fuel use is pretty similar. That engine's actually a little bit on the higher side, but that could be to do with the fact that I deferred. Actually, that isn't right. So I started 2 then 1 on the when we were pushing out, I think. That's something to be aware of. Get the technicians to have a look at it. But vibration's slightly higher on this engine. No big deal though. Ignition PSIs are still good on both sides. Bleeds. That's all looking good. Pressurization. Cabin altitude at 5,400 feet. We're in a left-hand turn. We're quite a challenging approach this. So we'll get everything done now. Okay. Gen 1 is loaded 36%, 34% on Gen 2, so we don't need to kick the APU gen on it while it's running, but it's not being used just yet. IDG temp's pretty good. High pressure 3000 on all 3 sides, which is good. Fuel balanced enough for the approach. Frankly, I'm going to turn the crossfeed on and let it balance itself out. Crossfeed valves up there. We're a little bit on the low side in terms of fuel, but we'll make the landing. I'm pretty confident. APU running, available. We'll stick the bleed on. Conditions are again quite good in the cabin. 25 degrees. It's warm, but it's not too hot. Wheels, again, they're pretty good. Okay. I'm going to close that one. Oops. Sliding table came out for a second there. Right. We're now approaching the Pro VOR. 40 miles away. Right, this is the time we need to start getting things slowed down nice and fast. So I'm going to right click the aircraft, which will just stick us in quite a steep dive. I'm going to fully close the throttle. Actually, I'm going to click the throttle on again, actually. And we're just going to, as I say, keep the throttle on idle. Just stand at this airspeed and then stand on the brakes, because we do need to be quite slow for flying Paro. Maybe 180 knots or so. APU, spoilers we can deploy. That'll actually come in quite handy because we do need to get down, and we need to get down fast. I think the airport's in that valley there. Feels weird getting this low. Okay, I'm just going to quickly set my QNH out. It won't change in flight sim. I'll just set the airport QNH actually, that's probably the better option. Which QNH currently on the ground is 1014. So it's not that significantly different. So we'll approach Paro, Paro VOR. I'll pull some speed brake back off and we'll pull the speed back to 250 knots. Spoiler out. As I say, I want to get us nice and slow. Pointers, we're going to only keep VOR1, VOR2 can go because we're not going to use it. In all honesty, we don't even need that pointer. There we go, it's decluttered the screen somewhat. Now I'm just, so we're tracking in towards Paro. Bit of extra spoiler, we'll need that out. Because that's showing us the altitude would be 11,500 feet out. So we do need it. Okay. It's going to be a bit of precision flying to get us into Paro tonight. It is actually evening here, even though it doesn't look like it. It's lunchtime. It's 12:34. My mistake. It's 6 hours ahead of UK time, or Zulu, sorry. And that's indicating Zulu. Or universal, depends what you want to call it. I think this is about the point to draw level. Yeah, plenty of time there. Okay, so I'm going to pull us back onto 240. I've got the audio muted on purpose whilst we fly this part of the approach, just purely because just the AC noise is sufficient enough of a distraction. Can I just, I've set that correctly, but what I can do now is turn on the APU bleed, and shut that valve, switch off engine bleeds 1 and 2. That'll give us about 10% extra juice, and obviously it's, again, a hilly airport, so we can do a bleeds off landing. I'm just going to check that the bleed system is surviving it with this. It's a little bit on the steep in the descent phase there, but it'll do. I'd love to see what the cabin altitude does when we land, because as it knows itself, terrain elevation 7,400 feet here. Okay, first one, the flap can come down to help us slow off. Okay, apparently I can't according to this, but okay. We'll slow ourselves back to 200 knots. 210 maybe. 200? No, 200, yeah. 200 will be sufficient. We need to be flying the turn at 135 knots. That's the speed restriction imposed upon us. So, once we get that, okay. Flap. Spoilers can go in. So that'll be on. Brake fan, I can probably already turn that on. That's how guaranteed it is going to be to. I'm going to be to cook the brakes here, because it's not too heavy, but we're not too light. Put it that way.
2,500.
Radar activation already. Well, boys. Actually, I want to keep us at 12,000. Just something telling me that it's not going to be advisable to descend much in the next couple of hundred yards. Right, I'm sorry, but that terrain's higher than we are. And I'm flying the chartered approach, so... autopilot off. Yep. I'm climbing to get over terrain. This is going well. 12,200, that'll be sufficient to give us some... You can see the Paro VOR there, just a white dot on the hillside. Although I'm capturing this in 720p, so I don't know how well that'll come through. Okay, 180 knots now. There's the airport, so we are visual. Weather's presently sufficient for the manoeuvre. So I'm going to descend us down to 11,500, which is what the chart was that I was given on the chartered approach.
1,000. 100 above.
Well,
1,000.
No, that was at 12. That's just pretty close to the terrain, really, isn't it? I'd hate to be. Actually, I would really love doing this in the real world. Who am I kidding? Right. Let's had a glory diving the aircraft. Okay, this is getting a bit marginal. I'll take landing lights. We've still got the airport, but it's just getting a little marginal in the haze. All lights can come on now. Cabin crew, please take your seats. Okay. Level off now. I'm going to go gear down. Audio can actually. Audio's coming on. I'm just going to turn it down a bit actually for you guys because it is rather excessively loud. There we go, the airport in sight. So, doing the searches again for some reason. I must have installed the hotfix when I 160. Flat 3. Flat 4. So we are overhead the aerodrome. We're pretty visual on the aerodrome. No problems, no clouds. So we need to turn left to follow this piece of terrain here. Just maintain this altitude. It's a little below what we should be at, but it's no big deal. Right, we're now fully configured for the approach, and we're down at VAPP. Approach speed. So in order to get us into this turn quite steeply, I'm just going to bring us around to the right, bring us quite close to this hillside. Probably about as close as we came to the other one.
$2,500.
We'll be okay. I'm shooting this one visually. Visual all the way. Flight director's off. 135. So all flight directing systems are off. And I'm just going to shoot the descent down here.
One thousand.
Okay. It's a pretty tight turn.
5
here.
minimum.
Right. That's
Sink
not
rate.
enough, just
500.
coming right, descending. What maintain that net, I get about 9,500 and then left. Roll wings level.
Sink
All the
rate.
way. Let's turn all
Sink
the way.
rate.
All the way over. All the way
Pull
over.
up.
Good, I inhibited
Pull
GPWS.
up. Sink rate.
Full back pressure on the stick, all the way in. Alright, I said conflict 3 for
1,000.
I don't care.
Sink rate.
1,000. 1,000.
For some reason.
Sink rate.
There's the monastery. Aerodrome is behind this hill. Someone set on profile. Oh, no, there you go, there's the aerodrome. Aerodrome in sight. This is steep. It's pretty good fun though.
500.
Sink rate.
400. 300.
Pull up.
Up the top, Mr.
200.
Smith's house.
Pull up.
100. 200.
Pull up. Pull up.
100.
Pull sink rate.
70. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Press the screen. Come on, slow down, slow down. Come on, little Airbus. 60 knots. Okay, so we made it. So, Ben Weston, if you're watching this, first time, eat your heart out. It's taking about 5 approaches, I think he said. I'm not quite sure what he said in the video, but wheels. Brakes on the little hot side. Brake fans on already. Okay. So, whilst we're taxiing down this remaining bit, spoilers disarmed, ignition mode normal. I'm just going to get to the end and turn around there, because it is quite a narrow little runway here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Paro. Quite enjoyable actually, that was. I'd hate to have to fly out of here though. Getting in was hard enough. Flying out going the way we've just landed would be pretty good fun, I think. Diff braking, just swing this around. Okay, after landing, checks and flows. Automatize that. Now put the 2 engine leads back on. Strobes, turn-offs, landing lights, taxi lights. Whoa. Gate. We'll take gate 2. No follow me required. And we'll take Indigo for ground handling. Quite sure if Indigo actually have a base here, but they are. Rather enjoyable that, wasn't it? Right, I'm now just going to turn on and off the GPS systems I turned off. So I turned the terrain awareness system off because I thought it would be doing something like what it does to Innsbruck, where it's just constantly shouting terrain, pull up, pull up. Yeah, Paro. Pretty enjoyable piece of landing there. See, that hill does look a lot bigger. We actually came down the side of it there and landed. But imagine coming straight over the top. I think somebody did that in the 146. Pretty spectacular terrain around us as well. That's the main issue you have on the approach in terms of turbulence coming down. But this is pretty remarkably impressive, I would say. Good fun. 10 out of 10. Would fly again. Okay. I don't know why all of my FSX terrain, runway textures have gone to this default one. There we go, there's Indigo, it's the straight ahead stand, which is pretty cool. So, vacating left. Okay. I know my landing light, taxi light's on, but I haven't got time to turn it off. I'm going straight towards this guy. Actually, yes I do, because I'm going straight towards him. Whoa. Okay. We're on blocks. Engine 2 off, engine 1 off. Beacon light also off. APU bleed remains on. We're down on blocks now. And everything else is as required. Crossfeed, that can go off. I'm not going to look at why that's a fault in a little bit, but let's just get deboarding underway so we can shut the jet down and go home. So, aircraft doors. So, rather rapidly arriving. They're rapidly arriving. Like I said, it's very FPS friendly seeing them. So, I'll set them, but anyway. Anyway, so I say welcome to Paro. Made it. Didn't even crash. Much. This stand's big enough to take on a 75 plane, so it's pretty cool to try and land a 75, 70. Might do that in the future if there's possible video. So as I say guys, thanks for tuning in and we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.